What's going on, guys? So you clicked on this video for one of three reasons. A, you wanted to see what Amazon Renewed is. Two, if it's worth picking up a used or refurbished MacBook. Or three, you wanted to know today's sponsor, who's nobody. As you guys can see, this is a MacBook Pro 14-inch M1 Pro. You can see it labeled there. So this one is a little bit special. I picked this up for $1,000. I think it's like $1,100 after taxes. And the return that I have on this product is 1 year. I'll show you on the screen. I actually have 1 year to use this product. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed, and I'll talk a little bit about Amazon's overall renewal program. I'm not sure how this dent got here. I have not opened this up. As you can see, it's still wrapped. But this is Amazon's premium tier. It's their highest tier when it comes to their renewed program. So there should not be any scratches on the screen. There should be no visible cosmetic damage on the body. And believe it or not, I have a 1 year return policy, which is crazy to think about. And the battery should be at a 90% or above. I'm very curious to see if this has the original box or if it's just Apple shipping through Amazon Renewed. But without further ado, let's see what this box has. Okay, so if you haven't seen this before, it says congratulations. Well, congrats. You've bought a high quality, affordable product, and buying Renewed also tells us you care about the planet. Together we can reduce waste and promote sustainability. With this purchase, you've done your part. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your product. You deserve it. Amazon Renewed. So this is very interesting. This is quite literally just the MacBook itself, but it's like wrapped up pretty well. I believe I just have to... Okay, that's not a good start. There really is no box. It's just the accessories and that's it, but it still has, you know, these covers on it, which is pretty nice. And this is actually a bigger... This is not an Apple charger at all. This is... What the heck is this? Hold on. So initially I thought this is one of the bigger power adapters, but this is actually a interesting 140 watt power adapter that from, I don't even know what brand this comes from. This is a generic accessory that they're talking about. So it is a little bit disappointing on their highest tier renewer program. They don't have the OEM stuff, but hey, made in China. All right, so let's go ahead and get this MacBook opened up. Oh, this is like the higher tier one. Oh, well, never mind. It's the M1 Pro. All right, so the product is double wrapped. Go ahead and get this out the way. Let's see. Ooh, you can actually see some scars right here. You guys see that? I don't know if that's just like leftover residue or what, but that is not premium if I tell you that. Let me see if I can buff this out. Okay, so that might just be residue from the plastic, but also on the Apple logo. I'm nitpicking here, but there are some minor scratches on the Apple logo. Not that big of a deal. Looking at the bottom, seems to be in, is that a scratch? That's definitely a scratch right there. So there are scratches on the bottom. I would not put this at premium. I would actually drop this even below excellent and go to the tier below that one. But it's the outside, not that big of a deal. Looks like it's okay overall. Probably just slipping of the screws to inspect the battery, but let's go ahead and get this opened up. Okay, there's no protective screen, but still boots up as if it's a MacBook. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quick smell test. It smells very citrusy, and it's not like natural citrusy, it's like chemical citrus, which is why I pulled back pretty fast. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in here for a second, and I just wanna see some information about the system, if that's fair. So this is indeed the MacBook Pro, and I want to check out the battery. So we'll go to power. And the cycle count is 29, maximum capacity is 99, so I'd say overall this system is still fairly new. Unlike the newer models, this does not have Wi-Fi 6E, it just has Wi-Fi 6. And the other thing to note is that the HDMI port is HDMI 2.0 instead of 2.1. So if you really need to push those high resolution external monitors, then I would say that's probably the only real reason to go for those higher end or the latest MacBook Pro 14-inch, but everything else is pretty much the same. We'd have Thunderbolt 4 instead of Thunderbolt 5, but the ports are all the same. MagSafe, 2 Thunderbolt combo jack, and then SD card slot, another Thunderbolt port, and then HDMI. It's just not as fast as the newer ones, but it's still plenty fast for most people. In terms of the display as well, the display does not go up to 1000 nits in SDR content. It's only 500, which I would still argue isn't too terrible. But in HDR brightness, it's still exactly the same as the latest M4 MacBook Pros. It goes up to 1600, so you're not losing anything there. It's just regular content. It's not going to get as bright, but I would say for the past years with MacBooks, 500 I would say is pretty much the minimum that I would go anyway for a display. So just checking the box of other things, let's go ahead, hop into a YouTube video, see how the display actually looks. I'll mute the audio for now. But yeah, as you guys can see, this is still using the mini LED technology that is on the latest MacBooks. Once again, it just doesn't get as bright. But since this is HDR, you will be getting that higher brightness of 1600 in those conditions. Still a fantastic display. I'd say, honestly, it's probably a one-to-one to the latest MacBooks that are out today. So for $1,000, you're still getting a good value screen. Probably better than what you can get from most Windows laptops. All right, now let's just go ahead, check out one of my own videos and just see what the audio sounds like. AirPods got announced today, and I wanted to cover some of the most important things that you might be interested in. You know what else you might be interested in? Our sponsor, Nobody. Let's talk about the iPhones first, since that's what most people are interested in this time of the year. Ironic that I'm wearing the same hoodie, and I posted this video how long ago? 2 months ago. All right, so speakers, display look great. The battery life is at 99, so it is higher than Apple's claims. I'm a little bit concerned about the scratches on the back. I'm assuming it's probably just some company that, takes back old laptops, not even old, but they just take laptops, recertify them, and then ship it out, and they're just using Amazon as like the middleman to do the shipping process for them and finding customers. But I also want to do a proper speaker test. Let me go ahead and get that sound file. All right, now let's go over to just Geekbench real quick, do a quick test. So while Geekbench is running in the back, I just want to show you guys this does not ship with the latest macOS. Since this is an older MacBook, it's going to ship with the latest firmware that it can be updated to when you do a full reset. So this is macOS Sonoma. If you do want to upgrade to the latest one, just go over here to General, do Software Update, let it check, and then boom, you're going to have Sequoia. So I'm not going to upgrade now, but I do want to show you guys that it is possible to upgrade to the latest version. So let's go ahead and have Geekbench finish its benchmark testing. Also, while Geekbench is going on, I'm going to plug in this adapter here and see what kind of charging that I can get. I don't know if you guys can see this. Probably have to put my hand on the back, but there's like a little bit of like plastic over the actual MagSafe strip. I'm not sure what that is. It's not really gunk. I think it's just like plastic wrap. But yeah, it is there. Just wanted to show you guys that. Premium quality, by the way. Okay, one of this is for my NAS, and I'm not unplugging my NAS under any circumstances. Screen went dark, which is fine, and then I just tap this in. Okay, that took a second for it to actually register. Let me try that again. I'm gonna flip it on the other side. Okay, flip it back on the other side. Hey, it's charging. So I am a little skeptical because it says the battery is not charging. It's just the power source going directly into the battery. So I'll probably wait till about like 5 o'clock and see if the battery changes from 49%. This might just be like a glitch with Apple that it hasn't updated yet fully. But looking at the benchmark results, we have 2376 and then we have 10,000 on the multi-core score, which I think is pretty in line when it comes to the M1 chip. So let me go ahead and just go over to MacBook benchmark just here. Let me go back. So 2376, and this is yeah, it's pretty much in line. 2372 and then 10,000. Actually got a little bit of a higher score. There are variances between these scores, but overall, this is an M1 product, M1 Pro product, I should say. So I'm actually going to head over to battery settings real quick, and as you can see here, the battery health is normal, maximum capacity is 99%. I just saw that through the system information way, but as you can see here, it's at 50%. It does look like it's charging. That caption below here that said that the battery's not charging. Like I said before, it probably just needed time for Apple to update the actual, I guess, current voltage, whatever it needs to determine whether it's actually charging the battery or just coming directly from the wall. So all in all, let me just change the wallpaper real quick because it's too basic for me. All right, so before you click off this video, I think this part of the video is really important to hear. So this computer that I bought for $1,100 is a fantastic deal. I'd say probably one of the best deals that I can get this holiday season. I have a 1-year return policy. The battery is basically brand new, and I'm getting pretty much 99% of the features that the latest MacBooks that us tech tubers review whenever Apple decides to ship us new laptops. Need to clarify that Apple didn't ship me any of this. This is all my money itself. But even though we talk very highly of the laptops that Apple puts out, you can't discredit the things that came before it. And believe it or not, all these laptops that you see here are built from the M1 when it first came out. So this machine and this machine that you see here are very, very similar. Like I said before, the only real difference that you're going to see is the display. But I would argue probably common people aren't even going to notice the difference in the display because this one is 1,000 nits, this one is 500. Unless you have them cranked up all the way up, which most people probably don't do, you're not going to be able to tell a difference. Speakers are pretty much the same. Yes, the HDMI port isn't as fast, but it's still plenty fast for most people. You're still getting fast Thunderbolt ports, even though it's not Thunderbolt 5, it's Thunderbolt 4. It's still plenty fast for most people. And I've got to say, like I say in most of my videos, if you can't afford the latest thing, please look at refurbished, recertified, used products. As you can tell from Amazon's packaging, it does help the planet buying used products instead of just buying new all the time. This is a fantastic machine, and Apple's a company that doesn't really change their designs year over year. So you're really still getting the goodies of a MacBook Pro 14-inch that just came out this year, just with a quote-unquote slower chip. And if you're on Intel, trust me, this chip is faster than anything that you've used on macOS before, and you will definitely notice a difference, whether it's M1 Pro or M4 Pro. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't stress about not being able to buy the latest and greatest stuff. Refurbished, renewed, recertified, used is still a great way to get into the ecosystem. Let me pause for a second. Get a good laptop because I don't want you to just buy everything Apple. But yeah, hopefully that sums up a lot of confusion that you had when you initially clicked on this video. Appreciate every single sub, like, and comment. Share this video if you found it informative. And as always, guys, much love. Follow-up video between the M1 Pro and the M4 Pro. Guarantee you, you're really not going to notice that big of a difference unless you're like doing some very heavy tasks. Anyway, guys, peace.